All right. On the next page, let's try 9 and 10. Again, pause the video, unpause, check your work. Then we'll do 11 through 12 together. All right, these are kind of weird because there's a lot of different operations going on. First thing I should do is I should get rid of anything outside of parentheses. These are kind of attached together, so I'm going to have to get rid of that positive 7 first. I get 3 times 2g minus 6 equals a negative 36. How did I get negative 36? Well, if I have like terms with the same sign, they're both positive, add them. If they're both negative, add them. It's like saying I owe you $29 and then I owe you $7 more. So I was $29 in debt. Then I added $7 in debt, that's negative. And now I owe you 36 total dollars. That's my first step. Then I'll get rid of this multiplication. I get 2g minus 6 is negative 12. I can add 6. And then my very last step is going to be to divide by 2, and g would be negative 3. Now let's stop for a second and talk about this problem. Because I had a lot of stuff attached together with that g, that variable term, the first thing I had to undo was any addition subtraction that was not included in that term. That's why I got rid of the minus 7. Then I had parentheses, 2g minus 6. So I needed to get rid of anything else that was outside of the parentheses. In this case, the 3. So that's why I divided by 3. And then it's just a nice two-step problem like the one you're used to seeing. On 10, it's a little bit more complicated because there are 2 r terms, but I can't just combine them because this one's connected to a negative 3. So why wouldn't I divide a negative 3? Well, I wouldn't divide a negative 3 because it's still connected to that r term. Why wouldn't I subtract the 12r? I wouldn't subtract the 12r because it is not a like term with 33. 33 is just a constant, a whole number. But 12r is a variable term. So in this case, if I can't really combine any like terms or moving stuff around doesn't help, I'll try simplifying by distribution. I get 33 equals 12r. Negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. Negative 3 times a negative 1 is a positive 3. And now this looks very similar to what we're used to seeing. Now I can combine my like terms, 12r and 3r, to get 15r. And if I'm trying to solve for r, then the first thing I should do is get rid of anything on the same side of that equal sign. You get rid of that 27. And if I see multiplication, I can divide, and r would be 4. All right, let's talk through 11 and 12 together. So on 11, the sum of the angle measures of a triangle. Well, hold up, what does sum mean? Sum means addition. Let me put a little note there. I'm going to be doing some addition. So if I add up the angle measures of the triangle, is means equal. So let me write this out. The sum of the angle measures. Well, what are my angle measures? I have x plus 10. Sum means to add x plus 20. And I'll add 50. So I've already gotten through this part of the word problem, the sum of the angle measures. This here is the mathematical way to write the sum of those angle measures. The word is tells me it is equal to, and then the last word of the word problem is 180 degrees. So now we have to start combining some like terms. I see like terms with my variables. I see 2x's. 1, 2. So 2x's. I also see some like terms here with 10 and 20 and 50. So if I add up 10 and 20 is 30. 30 plus 50 is 80. And now that's the kind of a problem that I'm used to solving. I know how to solve that one. It's a two-step operation. And when I subtract 80 and divide by 2, I should get x is 50 degrees. And we can check our work. 50 plus 10 is 60. 50 plus 20 is 70. And if I add 60 and 70 and 50, does that fit my original word problem where 60 plus 70 plus 50 equals 180? And it seems like it works. Let's take a look at B. The sum of the angle measures, just like before. I have to add my angle measures. X minus 17 plus x plus 35 plus x plus 42 plus x. The sum of the angle measures is, that means equal to, 360. And just like before, we're adding up our like terms. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4 x's. Now I have to combine my other terms. I have a negative 17, a positive 35, and a positive 42. Well, let me combine the positives. Here I combined 35 and 42 to make 77. And now I can combine these two to get 4x plus 60 is 360. And now I know how to solve that one. 4x is 300 if I subtract 60. And now let me just check here. What is 300 divided by 4? It looks like x would have to be 75. One last problem I'd like to try together says that one angle of a triangle has a measure of 60 degrees. Hold up, let's draw a triangle. I don't have a picture, let me draw it. One is 60. Okay, done. So we're done with that. The measure of the third angle is 40 more than twice the measure of the second angle. Okay, hold up. I don't know anything about those two angles. I don't know what the first, well, I know the first angle is 60. I don't know what the second angle is. I don't know what the third angle is. I have no idea what those measures are. All I know is that I've got 40 more than twice the measure. So if I have an unknown, in place of my unknown, let me put an x, my variable. And now we're going to have to try to piece together what this other stuff means. 40 more than twice the measure. Okay, well, more than I know is going to be addition. So there's going to be an addition, and it's 40 more than. That's just 40 more than the measure of the second angle. How do I do 40 more than twice the measure of the second angle? Well, if this is the second angle, then twice that second angle, or 2 times that second angle, would be 2x. So this third angle has to be 2x plus 40. And then it's the same process as 11a. So I would ask you to please pause the video, solve 12, and then unpause and check your work. We should have 3x plus 100 equals 180. 3x equals 80. x would be 26.6 repeating. And if you were to plug that back in to the original problem or into the picture that we have here, if you were to plug that in for x, you would get 180 degrees if you added all three angles. So that does work. There's our 1.2. Come on back for 1.3 if you want to check out some more notes, videos, or